Cybernation! We're going to rate some AI-generated Magic the Gathering cards. And we know they're not going to make any sense, starting with Goblin Perler, who not only is not a goblin, it's not a Perler either. It's apparently a warrior. For 4 mana, we have a 4/5 elf warrior, and skeletons you control have no maximum hand size. What does that actually mean? Is the skeleton part of the game? We also have Nacum, or Nacomb. This is a 3 mana. You may cast this spell for a red if you also return a tap creature you control to its owner's hand. If you do, draw a card. Interesting. So what, I spend 4 mana for the privilege of paying an extra red so that I can tempo myself out badly for a single card. We're desperate for, hey, card advantage in white is usually pretty desperate. There's got to be some massive downside, and the Goblin Perler does not disappoint whatsoever. Fen Factor says, a skeleton in the hand is worth 2 in the grave. We have also Zirk Justice. Skeletons are throwing hand, it seems. Bingo, new design. Is it new design space? This doesn't make any sense. Like, the skeletons cannot have a maximum hand size unless players are considered like skeleton people. Bingo alerts, that Nacomb ability. We don't even... Well, what do you want to say is a bingo here? What, like a new mechanic? It's not a retired mechanic. It doesn't exist. I don't know if you have to tell me which part of that bingo square it's possible. Remember, we got a bingo square, people. For everyone that loves the bingo square, find out what matches the bingo square, and let's make some bingos today. We got Grum Gaming. You just need to turn yourself into a skeleton. Maybe there is some world in the future where we are buffed up by our own creatures by becoming a creature type. You know, we're like a planeswalker, and you know, Planeswalker Gideon gets to at least turn into a human. So us planeswalkers can turn into other creatures. Players are skeletons on the inside. Oh my god. Sheevlord speaking the truth over here. Technically, we are skeletons. Just with a bunch of flesh around them. That's all. Every human is a potential skeleton. Although that sounds sort of creepy. Yeah, we are skeletons piloting flesh. Returning a tap creature to hand is interesting. Not really. That's there's like a lot of cards out there like that, like ninjutsu, for example. It's not a unique mechanic. Definitely not unexplored design space. We like maybe skeletons you control. Okay, hold on. It's another thing. It's like skeletons we control, like what we control the player. I don't know if this is actually referencing that a player is a card. Yeah, exactly. Do I control? I mean, I do. Do I control myself? Most of the time. Sometimes I can't help myself. Sheevlord, potential skeleton sounds like the name of an AI card. This card is going to the Urank. It's going to the, I think this card doesn't hit any of the bingos. I also think it's worthless. Next up, we got the Light Blood Marshal for 6 mana. It's a land. Okay, so if I remember correctly, lands don't have... You can have a casting cost on a land, but it's still a land. It is a black land at that. Target opponent creates... How does that even work? Target opponent creates a colorless artifact token named General Token. Oh my god, General Deeply is back. It's in the form of a token. You never filly 3 or more artifacts. They could see a degradation counter on the creature. That onto the creature in 26. If a creature with a -1/-1 counter on it, that creature enters with a +1/+1 counter on it. As far as I'm concerned, this card actually does absolutely nothing. You know what? That does... I would say that qualifies for Chaos Ensues. That's a bingo. It's still... Is it still a land? It's not still a land. In the end, it didn't say that. It needs to say that. Okay, we do have one bingo. That was as chaotic as it could have been. That card didn't know whether it was going or coming or going left or right. It's got its left and rights completely screwed up. Bingo learned Where's the grammar mistake? No, in a case, we're not gonna count Chaos Ensues cards as grammar mistakes because the whole thing doesn't grammatically make sense in the first place. It wasn't even trying. It wasn't even trying for a second. It'd be fun in a war set. The Light Blood Marshal. Now, okay, just to be clear, as far as I'm concerned, even if the land had some ability, like target opponent creates a colorless artifact token, like this card needs to be on the stack somehow, which it can't. Oh, you know what? You know what's an interesting design space potentially is that lands have two modes where you could cast it. Like literally, I understand we had the double face cards, but what if we just had lands with casting costs and like if you play it as a land, it taps for mana, but if you cast it for its casting cost, it still becomes a land, but you also get like an ability attached to it. Yeah, I know, it doesn't even tap for mana. Just it's a classic Magic the Gathering land, like from Alpha to Arabian Nights, or even further. Chief Lord, dope art wasted on a nonsense card yet again. Oh, you like that dark stuff? It looks like looks like some sort of demonic priest leading their followers to somewhere. Islar says, that's an idea. What if some lands could exist that have a mana cost that you need to pay in addition to playing it for a turn? That's right. It's an interesting idea. Anyway, Light Blood Marshal. Doesn't do anything. We got Creeping Charge. 4 mana sorcery. When you set the scheme in motion, sounds like this is just another card game. You may reveal the top card of your library. If it had a +1/+1 counter on it, you may attach that card to the battlefield. Let's see. Imagine shuffling your deck with dice, you know, with +1/+1 counters, maybe some stun counters. Maybe you can draw a counter for the turn. It's like, I can reveal the top card of my library. Does it have a +1/+1 counter? Maybe this is for like those alchemy cards that get like perpetual +1/+1. Bingo, unexplored design space. Okay, we'll give it that. This could be like an alchemy card. Maybe that you don't strictly have a counter on it. Where's unexplored design space? There we go. But I mean, that's the close. I mean, alchemy could probably do that. Alchemy could put like a +1/+1 counter on the card, even though it's going to the graveyard, it's going to exile, it goes back into your library, it goes to your hand. But that only thanks to alchemy, that thing is actually possible. We are enchanting the battlefield now. Why not? We can enchant the graveyard sometimes. Attaching your card to the battlefield with glue. Grum Gaming, if you showed this to someone who'd never played Magic, it looks like it makes sense. That's true, actually. There's enough words on... what is this scheme thing? What does it mean to be in motion? I have a lot to learn in this game. But we gotta thank some super chats here from with Captain Room. Yeah, we got here with the Zyber Nation, Steve Cooper, giving one for Canada Day. It is July 1st, and also non mea culpa. Thanks so much, everybody. With those super chats, we'll take a look at a bunch of extra cards at the end of the show. Welcome, my Dia Stardom. I want them to add conspiracies to Arena. Oh no. We have Nick. It's not a scheme. It doesn't work. I don't even know how the schemes work, so I can't confirm or deny if this card works at all. Violent Beetle says, says, you know it doesn't make sense because it's called sorcery and not a scheme. No. I don't know that it doesn't make sense. This is not my world. I never played Arch Enemy where they've got the scheme cards. Tyranul Slappus with FR for, I don't know what that means. Be right back. Shuffling poison and lore counters in my deck. Yeah, I mean, basically, so this is new design space for alchemy. That could perpetually put these like dice. Shuffle your cards back into your deck with counters on them. Okay, next up, we've got Regna's Rexam Born. A 3-mana Jackal. It's a holy jackal of some sort. Choose one. Repeat the basic land type in addition to their other types. You can also choose squirrels. You heard that, toads out there? You can choose squirrels. Each opponent sacrifices 3 creatures of their choice. Good God! That's insane. 3 mana, sack 3 creatures. Actually, not even sack 3 creatures. Potentially sack 9 creatures. And not even you. You're not even affected by this. The jackal is eating the squirrels. I don't see that in the art, to be honest. Christopher B is like, thanks, I hate it. It's like the ultimate edict of all edicts. Hexenort, the second ability, are a banger for mana. First ability doesn't make sense. Also, it's also for the Jackal Kindred. Hamudis here, cool. One mode does nothing. The other is completely busted. We repeat the basic land type in addition to other types. There's literally nothing. It's like half a sentence of another card. One may say the squirrel's option is nuts. Oh, we have some comedians in chat today. Why kill? Take that, indestructible creatures. Yeah, take that, Emrakul. Well, I guess Emrakul is not technically I guess Emrakul is not technically completely indestructible. Does this count for the It Danger bingo space? I would say no. It's not like it wins or anything. Where's the It Danger? Yeah, It Danger. Not It Danger enough. All right. It's got to say, like, when you play this land, you win the game. I mean, that's what It Danger means in this case. This game, it's like, this is a very strong card. It'd be absolutely oppressive to play against, but not supremely broken. At the end of the day, it's a removal spell. And you know what? If you don't even have anything in play, this card doesn't even do anything to you. Missing Kindred, so not actually Jackal. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I don't know what this would do. Unless this is like a new way to short form the Kindred card type. Don't sack the squirrels. You know, ironically enough, this card is not very good versus squirrel decks. Because squirrel decks would have a lot of squirrels in place. Like, what are you going to... Like, they have 14 squirrels in play. What are you going to do? Make them sack 3 of them? They don't even care. Sheev Lord, maybe option 1 gives a second copy of the basic land type to a land. So it turns a forest into a forest. Not useful. Hexenor, I think it would cease play in standard. Oh, yes. Well, but not before eradicating the first ability. The first ability is diblicking around. It's big diblicking. Repeat the basic land type in addition to the other types. Osuf, the first ability could mean for the rest of the game, every basic land type counts twice. How many mountains do you have in play? Repeat the basic land type. Nah, it's an interesting interpretation. Elwinter, changeling synergy, but it doesn't have the kindred type. Like, how would this have synergy? Is this still considered a Jackal card? Flavor text almost works. Oh, you'd never once life to take the wilds. You know what? It sounds like English, but it actually makes sense. It sounds like somebody would never go out into nature. Never step out into like a campground. You'd never once life to take the wilds. It makes it sound like it's like a new offensive way to say you don't get outdoors. All the hermits in their D&D basement. Ha! You never once life to take the wilds, and you know it. I like it. This actually might be the single most meaningful sentence we've ever gotten out of the AI generated cards, because most of them that are actually grammatically correct are about 2 words long, 2 to 3. But if it goes beyond 3 words, it like never makes sense. Not enough anyhow. This actually you can interpret into something. Yeah, I don't touch grass. I play card games instead. Yeah, we would never life to take the wilds, now would we? Silent effect. If creatures and enchantments can get funny new types on top of those, why not instants? It's about time. That is correct. Sounds like the one of those badly translated English restaurant menus, or a badly translated like Chinese fortune cookie. Okay, but I'll tell you what's not badly translated. The value you get at FusionGamingOnline.com, my favorite sponsor and local game store, where you can get Ninja Turtles, Secrets of Strixhaven, and the Marvel superhero cards. Not to mention, they got a deal of the week every week, and this week it's 20% off all Yu-Gi-Oh! Sealed product, because they carry all the card games, whereas whether it's Lorcana, Yu-Gi-Oh!, Pokemon, and Magic the Gathering. Use coupon code Nikachu at checkout. It works on all card games, and it supports the channel, and also gets you 5% off all your purchases. Why would you pass up on such an awesome deal like that? Shop at FusionGamingOnline.com. Okay, next up, we've got... Anyway, I'm sending this thing to the rank too. The first ability don't work. I like the flavor text, though. Playtest Palace, a black X instant. Return 10 combat cards with different names from your graveyard to the battlefield. That's interesting. So we have combat cards. Combat cards maybe could be interpreted like creature. Okay, obviously creature, equipment, maybe auras, because you put them on creatures. What else would be considered a combat card? Vehicles. Destroy that permanent. Which one? We didn't even target something. You gain life equal to the difference. That unfortunately, like, just didn't develop very well. It started off pretty good. New type combat. Like, maybe new, like, oh yeah, battles? Maybe battles too? Anything that could influence an attack. Bingo target unacquired. That's right. Apparently we were supposed to target something, but we didn't actually do it. Where is target unacquired? I never know what this looks like because we almost never hit the... Oh, there we go. Target unacquired.
Enemy spotted.
Enemy spotted, but no hitty. Okay, we got winner. Do not had you illusion. Another fortune cookie. Hexenart. Oh, new type. Maybe enchantments that purely work during the combat phase. That's also possible. What's the X for? Oh, to get around Chalice of the Void. Or anything that's like, there's some cards out there that say you can't play odd number spells, you can't play even number spells. So cast this for whatever is necessary. Please read the flavor text. Okay. Warp me back. Do not had you illusion. Warp me back. Do not had you... Come on, that doesn't make any sense either. The last flavor text made more sense than that. Islarv, new design space. Combat cards may be instants that are only combat tricks. Oh, no, but this one's returning. It's got to be permanents. It says return 10 combat cards with different names from your graveyard to the battlefield. So it's not going to include like instants and sorceries. But it is. Warp me back, Scotty. Well, it is a playtest card. Does it say playtest anywhere? Oh, it's got the question mark. Sounds Shakespearean. If you try hard enough, all this AI generated like flavor text is Shakespearean. Doth thou not had illusion? Shakespeare, probably. If you if you have like 1 million monkeys writing on typewriters, eventually they'll write you Shakespeare. But the other 99% of the time, they'll write you this. Combat doublers, maybe. How is this in danger? Why X is in the cost? Yeah, it's funny. Maybe X is supposed to be 10. Maybe you're supposed to like maybe you're supposed to pay 11 mana on this card. It says return 10 combat cards. No, but I think the X is just there arbitrarily to help you get around certain cards, like if you have to, like if cards that cost like, I don't know, 3 or less are not allowed to be cast. I don't think a card like that exists. You know, but it gets around stuff like Chalice of the Void and stuff like that. Bingo undefined X. Oh yeah, we do have a bingo spot for that, don't we? Where's the undefined X? Who knows what it does? It's Stranger. The X is for our bingo card. Fan factor, this is called Playtest Palace, which means you can change any word but can't add words. But it's not undefined. Well, we don't know what the X is for. It's just there arbitrarily, right? Von Ragnar, I recently thought about that. They really missed it with the formatting by not adding more types to instants and sorceries like healing spells. Oh, you guys are talking about like the what's it called? The jackal, the creature type. Oh, it's not undefined. It just doesn't matter. You know what? You're right. We're gonna get rid of this thing. We'll be back. There'll be another an actually undefined X out there. Yeah, it's undefined in the other direction. Okay, this card, destroy. You know what? This card honestly was sort of making sense in the beginning, but didn't end up making sense. I'm just gonna say this also goes to the rank. It was just a bunch of cloud poo on the second half, and you know what? Cloud poo doesn't make it to print. Next, we have the Crawling Bentarist. This is an 8-mana, 8/10 dragon, first strike and vigilance. Spells you cast cost 1 less to cast for each creature you own in exile and dead on the battlefield. Oh no, it's dead already. What does that mean? Zombies? The undead, like vampires? Okay, so creatures in exile and our dead creatures that are still on the battlefield. They haven't been dragged to the graveyard. They don't have a proper burial. How do you have dead creatures on the battlefield? Doesn't that make some sense? Like, do you know what? It should when creatures attack and kill each other, they should still be there on the battlefield dead. And then at end of turn, the cleanup phase, you know what? We need to bring cleanup back to the cleanup phase to clean up all the dead creatures that are on the battlefield and they go to the graveyard. Which also which would have strategic importance because certain like a creature types would not hit the graveyard. Your ability to reanimate creatures immediately would not be so easy. That's why it's not flying, because it's crawling. Gavro says, so changelings? Well, if that... No, I think dead... Well, actually, I don't know how to interpret dead in this case. Schrodinger's creatures. It's both dead and alive at the same time. Don't open dead inside. I'm dead after seeing this. If I play any of the player as a card effects, would that count? I don't know. I just like old combat rules. Sheev Lord says, exile half your deck, cast colorless spells for free. Oh, yeah! Well, there's only one... Yeah, but there's only one caveat. You need to get this in play first. You know, I always thought that cards like this are a bit stupid. You're spending 8 mana on this card. All right, you have the mana already. Like, you don't need a discount for anything. I mean, unless you're like drawing a boatload of cards and you want to spew it like a bunch of 5 drops on the same turn. Let's get dead a creature type. Each costs 1 less to cast for each creature you own in exile and dead on the battlefield. I don't think so. Like, replace the word with goblin. Each creature you own in exile and goblin on the battlefield. Oh, maybe, yeah, maybe that works. Maybe dead is a creature type. Maybe dead, like, honestly, it sounds like some sort of errata you would give to all the undead things. Like, maybe vampire, zombie, skeleton. Like, they can all be, like, a dead skeleton. Or something to that effect. Yeah, you can cheat it out, but if you're cheating stuff out, then why are you trying to cast some stuff for free? Nocturnal. We now need a card to not make dead creatures leave the battlefield. Jagra. Maybe dead was just extra and should be removed. Nope. They did that for a purpose. Look, the AI always has a plan, all right? Even if we don't see the plan right now. We are just mere humans. Pathetic humans. Von Ragnar says, the formatting is off. Oh, really? If anything, dead would be a creature name, not a type. No Joda is putting this on the field every single time. Okay, I'm gonna say this might be the first doable card. Every other card was just strictly illegal. We can at least interpret this as a creature type and move on. Oh, we have... What the hell is this? A double-sided card? How do you even get to the other... Oh, you can get to the other side. Dark Archers for 5 mana. 3/3 human warlock. with Enrage. Don't piss it off. When this creature is dealt damage, you gain 3 life. If you don't control a Kithkin, transform this creature. Oh no. Okay, don't be playing changelings in this deck. And then it transforms into the Way Marshal, which is a 4/5 Eldrazi horror, flying and first strike. During your turn, this creature has flying. Oh, do we have that? Do we have that bingo thing? If not this, have this. Just in case we lose this. That was like a really hard bingo thing. Oh. Yeah, I know, exactly. In case it loses it. Do we still have that? Oh, votes for flying 100%. Okay, we got that going for sure. Definitely a flying voter. 100% flying voter. Cycling, missing. No, we don't have that thing. Must be a Gulak with an Eldrazi patron. I like how the Pyrefox says, I like how the AI realized the Innistrad Eldrazi sometimes appeared as the corrupted backsides of the cards. Fan Factor says, how cute AI thinks not having something is difficult to pull off. We got double flying just in case we lose one instance of flying. We got another instance of flying as a backup. Von Ragnar, fun fact, there is a card called Sima Yi Wei Field Marshal from Portal 3 Kingdom. He was definitely not an Eldrazi, though. Not yet. That's the point, not yet. Look, if the Eldrazi exists in one multiverse, they can go to any multiverse. They can go to Portal 3 Kingdoms. God, that must be that would be an awful crossover. What would they do? Portal 3 Kingdoms. Like, that was such an honest plane. They're just attacking people with like bow and arrows and swords, and then all of a sudden, this gigantic Eldrazi spaghetti monster comes and attacks them. They're dead. They're just stone cold dead. We need a Eldrazi versus Homelander. Can we turn enemy creatures into changelings? Yes. I think there's some cards that can turn. Was it that amoeba? There's this one creature that can change creature types, I believe. The Ghost of Thomas Jenkins says, honestly, the front side is better than the back side, so transforming it is a punishment. Really? I think a 4/5 flying with first strike is awesome. Dealing damage to your Dark Archers just risks it dying. If you don't control a kit... Oh, doesn't this trigger immediately? Whenever this creature is dealt damage, you gain 3 life. Oh, it triggers upon getting dealt damage. The Enrage. Sagacia says, Portal 3 Kingdoms was based in real-life Chinese history, if I recall correctly. You think there's Eldrazi in that? Look, we live in a universe. There are universes beyond. There are things that can move beyond the planes. That's why they are planeswalkers. There go, an Eldrazi can make its way back to, like, our Earth and attack us. Yeah, the Doctor versus Eldrazi. I know Japanese mythology has alien. There we go. I don't know Chinese history enough to rule out Eldrazi, to be honest. Okay, Dark Archers actually works. Actually works. I can't even believe it. We got the Gay of General. This is a 0 mana instant. So remember, everyone, it's free to be gay. Counter target spell. Create a tap treasure token. That's insane. That is it. 0. It danger. This thing, it danger. I mean, that's so stupid. This is the most powerful counter spell in the entire history of Magic the Gathering. It doesn't win the game on turn 1, but holy crap, it's not going to let anyone win the game on turn 1. Yeah, -1. Yeah, that's a good way of putting it. It's a -1 mana counterspell. It is actually netting you mana. Modern Horizons. What do you mean? We just went through Modern Horizons. This is Modern Horizons 6. I would be so goddamn surprised if they printed this. This is strictly better than Mental Misstep. Power Creep, Force of Will. Not to mention, this is generic mana. Like, any commander deck can play this. El Winter. Hey, it's balanced if the treasure token came tapped. No. You know, we have things like an offer you can't refuse, which is already 1 mana, and gives the opponent 2 treasure tokens. I imagine for 0 mana, we should be giving them 4, or maybe even more than that. We need to give them value, just like how we get value from Mana Traders, the premier place to rent Magic cards on Magic Online. You play the digital platform Magic Online. Well, it's not like Arena where you have to buy and then commit to the cards. You rent the cards here, and you get to send them back, and rent new decks. Play as creatively as you want in as many formats you want when you rent with Mana Traders. Use coupon code Nikachu_BK3 for 40% cash back on your 3rd month subscription. And back to our AI-generated cards. Smooth segue. I do my best. Sometimes it's rough as hell. Sometimes it's super smooth. Rare Blue Skittles. Glad to hear Nikachu is an ally. In both ways. I'm also an ally of the counter spells. Not everyone can say that. Slap you, lose the game on there and ship it. Well, that's like, I guess that would be like another Pact of Negation. Okay, also a completely doable card. Save from the, well, I mean, yeah, I'm not quite sending it to the your rank. It's not, it's broken, it's super strong. But it's sort of in the power level of the game. Like we've made mental misstep and stuff like that. That's just, like, I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. This is better than that. The Pact of Negation. Yeah, the Pact of Negation, people. Okay, moving on. We've got the Game 8 Convergent. This is a white 1 generic instant. You gain X life. Okay, is this X undefined? I'm like now asking chat. Oh, no. Yeah, this is, we get to choose whatever we want out of this. This technically also is broken. Okay, yes. Now this one's undefined X. We did it, people. We found an undefined X. But if I remember correctly, we can pick any number. So we can go straight to 100 billion life. We get as much life as we can keep hopping on the Koopa Troopa at the end of a Super Mario level until the timer runs out. The Game 8 Straits. What the hell does that mean? You gain X life. Oh, the puns, people. Finally, pure life gain card is a pure life gain card is worth it. Yeah, there's so many life gain cards out there. Gain 8 life, gain 5 life. They're all worthless crap. Finally, we have a card worthy of gaining life. It doesn't even necessarily win you the game, especially in Commander, because you can still be killed with Commander damage. People can just win the game. You can get milled out. Gaining X life actually is super far off from winning the game. You can die. You can die to infect. People can still like play cards that reduce your life total like 1, or like basically like, yeah, basically chop down your life total. Your life total becomes set to a certain number. People can swap life totals with you, so it can backfire. Gavros goes to 1 Googleplex of life. So actually, by all means, this may not even be broken. It's just fair. What if X equals 10 life, like Roman numerals? Let's hope not, Tyushin. Let's hope not. That would be a bad card. Yeah, you show this to the Romans. Hey, 10 life is still 10 life. Winner, and then you die to Commander damage. Yeah, so I mean, even if you have infinite life, it actually doesn't even mean you win the game. I mean, you win a game versus a burn deck, that's for sure. You still die to every combo ever. Yeah, you still remember, infinite life does not beat infinite damage. Infinite damage beats that. Infinite life beats infinite damage. But see, this is actually not infinite life. This is 1 instance of infinite life, and then the infinite stops. So infinite damage still beats this. You have to choose a number, just like was mentioned, like a Googleplex or something. Silent says any life having effects would reflection or bloodletter. That's interesting. So how long does it? So if you have like a Google of life, how many times you have to get halved until you get back down to a reasonable amount of life? I don't think it can be infinite. It can be, for example, tree. Oh boy, says only non-negative integers via the rules. We also have Subinarch. It depends on the stack. Sagacious, this is a very high number of life because you can't actually choose infinity. It's only one instance. We have Kaiser. The joke where dude is named Sextus because he's the sixth in his family, and someone named Liv, and slowly grows terrified as he does the math. Firefox. Oh yeah, tree also beats that. The tree of perdition. That's correct. Amelia, but it's an instance, so you can respond after the infinite combo is declared a value, right? Depends on the combo. So let's say it's a damage-based combo where they're sacking things, ping you for one, ping you for one, ping you for one. You can go to an infinite amount of life, but then they'll repeat pinging you. Let's say it was a combat infinite, like where they make creatures. Then they would have to choose a number of creatures first before they attack you. Then you can game-mate convergent to counter it. Okay, you know what? I think this is actually the fairest you gain, like, this is the fairest undefined X card we have ever found, ever. I'm actually going to say this is doable. I'm not going to board it to the rank. Okay, we got the Great Drake, which looks like, I mean, it's a hamst. Yeah, it did look like a hamster. 3 mana for a 1/2 flyer. Whenever a source you control deals non-combat damage to a player, draw a card. Whenever a source you control deals non-combat damage to a player. That sounds sick. That sounds awesome. There was a failed portable console called Game8, pronounced Game8. Well, I don't know. They got to bring it out now. Maybe it'll sell better. It's Hamst. We got Great Drake the Hamst, the Hamsty, Hamst the hamster. What was it? Did anyone watch that hamster show when they were a kid? Oh, what was it called? Hammy? Was it Hammy the Hamster? It was just a bunch of like hamsters and maybe gerbils and maybe some other animals. I completely forgot about that show. Sir Goat says, this feels like just a normal card. Except you draw cards every single time you deal damage. That sounds insane. Goes instant with Niv Mizzet. Would not be the first time Niv Mizzet goes completely broken. Hamtaro? Is that a thing? Hold on, I gotta look up Hamtaro. Hamtaro. I was just starting to think. No, not Hamtaro. There was like a real life hamster TV show. Hammy the Hamster. Hammy the Hamster. Yeah. If you Google Hammy the Hamster, it's all over the place. It was on. Maybe it was a Canadian thing. Shout out to Canada for Canada Day. Does this go with Shieldred? Shieldred makes them lose life, not take damage. It's got to be non-combat damage, so it's got to be like lightning bolt, pingers. That'll does the right thing. Apparently, everyone's seen Hamtaro except me, but not everyone's seen Hammy the Hamster. Different generation. Oh yeah, it's old school. It's like lamb chops level of old school. We did it, guys. We broke Niv Mizzet for the millionth time. All right, Great Drake. You're probably doable. You're probably a little. I wonder if it's even strong. This is a really crappy creature. It's literally just a 1/2 with flying. And you would have to wait till you get to 4 mana before you start like really getting some advantage off of this thing. This is like the polar opposite of Hypnotic Spectre. Yeah, it actually. Okay, next up. Conflagran's Runner. There's a 2-mana enchantment. At the beginning of your upkeep, put a charge counter on this enchantment. At the beginning of your combat step, if an opponent has 3 or more charge counters, creatures you control gain whenever this creature deals combat damage to a player, draw a card. Was this a real card? Okay, at the beginning of your upkeep, put a charge counter on the enchantment. All right, followed. At the beginning of your combat step, if an opponent has 3 or more charge counters, I don't know why they have the charge counters now, creatures you control gain whenever this creature deals combat damage to a player, draw a card. Okay, so they all turn into Ophidians. I mean, no, the card 100% works. There's nothing illegal about this card. I just don't have any idea how we charge up our opponent. We gotta plug him in. How do you put charge counters on the opponent? Now, players can get counters. There's probably some way of like maybe putting charge counters on the Conflagrant's runner, and then we move the charge counters to a player. Putting charge counters on a player is definitely tricky, but probably not impossible. Both parts don't. They don't. Hey, look. There's some work to do here, okay? The card isn't. It's not a one-card combo. Although I would say it's not that broken, even if you did get, even if it was a one-card combo. Counters charge decks. Give opponent lots of coffee. Guys, says, wait, Nikachu, that free counter spell needs to be called the Force of Bill, as in a bill given for a product or service. Oh, you mean, oh, it's like what we try. That doesn't make any sense. Jazz, it's not until end of turn, so if you somehow activate it, it can stack itself over multiple turns. At the beginning of your combat, if an opponent has 3 or more charge counters, creatures you control. I don't see how this stacks. It's just like, it's just a static ability. If my opponent has 3 charge counters, our creatures are like thieving magpies. They deal damage. We draw cards. A super fair card. So fair. We don't even know how to move the charge counters. It may not even be possible right now. Combos with turning a player into creature cards. Oh, that's possible. Okay, so yeah, it might even be easier. Turn player into creature card. Put charge counters on said creature card. Does nesting grounds move to players or just permanent? What? Oh, you mean there's a card? Nesting ground. Pay 1, tap. Move a counter from target permanent you control onto a second target permanent. Nope. That's not going to work out. No, it's just permanents. It's probably, there's some way. I bet there's some, I mean, I don't know. They'll print one. I'm going to say it's doable. There's nothing illegal about this card. It's just, there's still work to do, that's all. We got the Gust Spider, a 4-mana 2/2 human druid. This is another one of those cards. It's like, the name doesn't match the creature types. I guess, is he riding the spider, or is he part spider? A 2/2 with reach. When this creature enters, create a 2/2 green wolf creature token. Whenever a creature with power 2 or less enters, you may pay 1. If you do, create a token that's a copy of that creature, except it's a 1/1. Interest. Now, this is like a 1-card combo, but you just need a bunch of mana. Looks like looks like he's riding the spider. Or maybe, no, hold on. Whenever a creature with power 2 or less enters, you may pay 1. If you do, create a token that's a copy of that creature, except it's a 1/1. So basically, my 1/1 will trigger this, which lets me pay 1. To get a 1/1, which will trigger this to get another 1/1. And you just go, you can do that for as many times as you want for as long as you have the mana. Goes infinite with Phyrexian Altar. Oh my god. Go infinite with Phyrexian Altar over there. Oh, we've another Phyrexian Altar combo. Except this is, I guess, a 2-card combo? Yeah, it's a 2-card combo, whereas most Phyrexian Altar combos are actually 3-card combos. We did it! We broke sack outlets for mana. Again. Stack tokens. No, actually, but hold on, no, it's still a 3-card combo, right? Because we don't have any way of winning. We don't net any creatures out of this. Oh no, we do. If we can sack 1 creature for 2 mana, we will net mana, and if we net mana, we can net creatures. Zigation says you can also use this to copy itself, pay 4 to cast it, pay 1 when it sees itself to make a copy of itself. Oh no! Oh my god! Yeah, you're literally making a copy of this creature. It's gonna see itself when it enters the battlefield. So then you have 2 Gust Spiders. But hold on, is there any value to having 2 Gust Spiders on the battlefield? So 2 Gust Spiders, that makes 2 2/2 green wolf creature tokens. I don't know, maybe it just doesn't matter. It wouldn't see itself enter? Absolutely it will. Whenever a creature with power 2 or less enters, you may pay 1. I think it's gonna count itself. It's not on the battlefield when it enters. Of course it is. It can only it only enters the. It can only see it. It needs to enter the battlefield for the ability to trigger. Except it's a 1/1. That's fine. Still has the abilities. Double triggers, but yeah, you still need to pay mana. It sounds like the second one is just like a backup plan. It wouldn't be redundant. It would be redundant. You would another copy of the card to copy the Gust Spiders. Kaiser, this is 5 mana for 7/7 worth of stats. Yeah, it's not bad. It's not bad. Also creates. Yeah, we also get 2 wolves. What a weird card. Okay, cool. I think some people would play the Gust Spider out there. I would say it's Zybers. I would say this card Zybers. Do we have Zybers on the bingo sheet? We do, actually. I would say the Zybers big time. It doesn't say another, so yeah, it does. Okay, next up. Dude, another double card. We got Felkite Grotegion, a 5-mana 3/4 demon with Raid. At the beginning of your end step, if a creature died this turn, that's not Raid. Is that Raid? I don't think so. Create a number of 1/1 white spirit creature tokens with flying. Venture into the dungeon. Remove a +1/+1 counter from a permanent on the battlefield. Then if you control 3 or more creatures with different powers, return another creature to its owner's hand. That's morbid. Yeah, not Raid, question mark. A number. And we don't, how do you even get to the other? Oh, this is just a 2-sided card. You can play the Felkite Grotegion, or you can play Canopy Artifact. It's a 3-mana Omen instant. Start your engines. Tap for a colorless. Also tap, add a blue or a black. The land deals 1 damage to you. Yeah, start your engines around here. Start your engines. If you have no speed, it starts at 1. It increases once on each of your turns. When an opponent loses life, max speed is 4. Where's the max speed? So just create 100,000 white spirits. How do you tap an instant? Oh yeah, this is nothing here makes sense. Nothing. The whole card is just a bunch of cloud poo. The whole card is a bunch of cloud poo that's diblicking around. It's a noper on my part. You can't create X creatures because X is a letter. It needs to be a number. Yeah, Omen instant, which taps for mana. Is that referencing to the canopy of the mushroom cloud? I don't know. Ykill says bingo does nothing. This isn't in the spirit of it's trying to do things, but not really. The first side is a 3/4 creature, so you can't say it does absolutely nothing. Stream seems to be doing good on my part, Sheev Lord. But also I'm hosting the stream. Create a number, so as many as you want. Land deals 1 damage. Where does it create the number? Oh yeah, here. Create a number of 1/1 white spirit creature tokens with flying. I don't at the beginning, and that's just at the beginning of your end step. Anyway, the card doesn't. Oh, do we have a bingo thing of real keyword fake reminder? This is not technically a reminder. Nope, got nothing. Canopy Artifact has artifact in the art. It went wrong with the wrong card type. Board it! We're boarding this stupid card. It's completely useless. Bingo wall of text. Oh, do we have a wall of text bingo? I think that's for custom card shows. Oh no, it's over here actually. Yeah, we had a wall. It was a wall of useless text on top of that. Completely useless. Good catch. Okay, we have a 4-mana 0/2 called the Sanctum Gargoyle. It's a centaur warrior with reach. Whenever a giant you control enters, if this card is in your graveyard, you can pay 2. If you do, take an extra turn after this one. It danger! That it danger! Oh my god. What if we just blink giants over and over again? Whenever the giant you control enters, so for as long as this thing's on the in the graveyard, you get extra turns. Now, it's not the most broken thing. We need to play a giant every turn, or at least we need one to enter the battlefield. Duplicate card name. Is there a card actually called Sanctum Gargoyle? Oh, wow, there is a card called Sanctum Gargoyle. You know what that means, chat? That means this card is instantly disqualified. Cannot have the same name as a card that already exists. Yeah, finally, giant combo. Giant combo in the house. You know, okay, now this breaks changelings. This is the big changeling breaker. We finally broke Morophon. Yeah, just blink a changeling. I think there's a giant with dash somewhere. Who cares? Changelings, baby. So reach is useless. Hey, someday you might have to cast this card since you don't want this on the battlefield anyway. No, reach is useful so that you can block the flyers to get it into the graveyard. You need to think of more ways to get this thing to die. Nocturnal says, I think I need to play giants more. Captain Rumia should exile itself as part of the effect. It's not disqualified. This is just a new errata. I don't think so. Bell, too bad. Changelings could abuse this. The poor giants, they never get anything cool. Wait, this is the... I mean, sometimes some creature types are like that. Like, you know, dwarves were pretty bad until they printed Magda, and then Magda is completely broken. Okay, I would say, design-wise, this works. I mean, so design-wise, this actually is a real card. Otherwise, disqualified because of the name. And also probably too powerful. This should be interesting. We have a Necromantic Archaeologist, a 4-mana 4/2 creature, no creature type. Probably votes for deeply though. I would not think anything less of a skeleton. For 0 mana, destroy all auras and equipment. Oh no, it's anti-aura and anti-equipment. So many decks are gonna hate this card. Damn it, I hate playing against Necromantic Archaeologist. For 5 mana, sack this creature. Return target creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield. This actually has some flavor to it. So you have this archaeologist. It's just a bit strange that we're sacrificing to return target creature card from the graveyard to the battlefield, but it feels somewhat archaeologist-like. Viva with breaks the color pie. It does. Blue doesn't destroy anything for that matter. Where's the color pie? There we go. Breaks color pie. Oh, we have a bingo! It's not worth anything, but it's a bingo anyway. And we love our bingos. We have a bingo going diagonally. And we're working on more, actually. We're doing pretty good on bingos today. Can't spell necromantic without romantic. Actually that's false. There's no T in necromantic. You try to pass that one up on me. Try to slip that by me. Lorezio says, correction, blue destroys your will to live. It's true. Missing subtype bingo. Oh, we got that one too, yeah. We have missing subtype bingo. No new, where is it? Maybe we just don't have one? Reaches. Oh, here we go. It's in the bottom right corner. Archaeologists don't normally break equipment. They do their best, okay? This could be a very clumsy archaeologist. Yeah, I missed it 3 times. But creatures without subtypes exist in the game. Do they? How many? Not many. This is like a real common occurrence for the AI. It's like there's tons of creatures that don't have a creature type. Who needs creature types out there? Second effect does feel kind of necromantic. First effect is vaguely archaeological. Yeah, it's for an archaeologist. Yeah, Nameless Wraith is the only one I can think of. There might be a few more. Oh, the shrines are missing creature types. That's right. All right, so necromantic, maybe not the weirdest card in the world. All right, it's doable. Super doable. This is one of the best AI shows ever. Get a little mix of everything here. A lot of doable cards, got a lot of nonsense. Maze of the Sunless Ape. This is a 4-mana 1/1 human warrior. Whenever another zombie you control dies, you get energy. Tap, pay double energy. Creatures you control get +2/+0 and gain indestructible until end of turn. This is like a really weird draft card. I would never play this damn thing, but it looks worthy in draft. Sounds like a D&D card. A human can be a maze if you are a tapeworm. Ew! That is disgusting. Hexenor, perfectly playable draft chaff. Would it even be chaff? This ability is insane. And imagine you pair it with like just a bunch of regular energy cards. In fact, you don't even need to have zombies in your deck. You just play an energy deck. You basically protect all your creatures in combat and you actually buff them up. Green zombies. Well, even may not be green zombies. Could be like what's it called? You probably paired it with another color. Golgari, for example. What bingo space does the energy counter mechanic count for? Your guess is better than mine. Another zombie. It's not even. Oh yeah, it's another zombie. It isn't even a zombie. Oh, whenever that's true. It's referencing another zombie, but it's actually not a zombie itself. Lies. Lies. Big time lies. What are you doing, Mark? This is not a show where you can like name cards. I'm not gonna look for Tainted Phoenix over here. Well, but thank you very much for your super chat. It will go towards looking at another card at the end of the show. Ominous voice. You enter the maze of the Sunless Ape, where no vitamin D can be found, says the Dungeon Master. Get your sun while you can, or get your supplements. And James would finally break the endless staring contest draft games. Yeah, it'll be a draft breaker. All right, cool card. Not bad. That's all I'll just say. It's not bad. Homesting Dragon, a 3-mana 3/3 horror. Bay for life, not pay. You bay. The creature gets +3/+3 until end of turn. Any player may activate this ability. Any player may bay for life. I love baying for life around here. Yeah, you bay. you may bay. This is the type of mind fudge that the AI throws out at us every so often. Hey bay, can I get 4 life? If this card could spell, it's Zyber. So if it's like pay for life, this creature gets +3/+3 until end of turn. Any player may activate this ability. That actually might be insane. 4 life, and any player may activate. You can lose a lot of life on this card. A lot of life. Michael Bay Michael Bay for life. A lot of Michael Bay fans out there. Someone loves Michael Bay. Bay is you set aside for life that you get back next turn. That might make this card broken. It might make it broken. Gillum says peak politics card. Hey, you want to kill this guy? Give me 4 life. Nocturnal. Oh no, my opponents can bay all my life. Get lifelink on this. Oh my, yeah, that would break this card big time, wouldn't it? There's a big dragon in the background. Yeah, also instant speed, so you can pump it after you make sure it's not blocked. And with life gain, I mean, you're just gonna get it all back anyway. Maybe you don't get it all back because you do pay for life to get 3. Okay, so actually it's a net loss. Maybe it's not that broken. Rare blue Skittles. Bay also means barking and howling. Oh, 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 oh! You still have to pay. You still have the life to pay. I don't even know how we're paying it though. Yeah, you get a bit of a discount. McTizzlebot. That's not bad actually. Kaiser. This would be funny. A funny card if it was +3 -3 instead. So yeah, we to some degree we want to pump it up, and to some degree other people will also want to pump it up. Imagine you could also do it the other way around. So someone pays for a life to kill this, but then you can also pay for a life to keep it alive. It would get like -3 +3. It's Bay Pack time, pitch. I like that. Oh, Lancer, Death Shadow's wet dream. It's to some degree. Hey, Death Shadow decks have to be careful. They might lose too much life. Okay, we don't know what Bay for life means, but the rest of the ability actually seems practical. All right, it's super chat time. It's super chat time. We've got 1 million super chats over here. So, what is 100 sec? I keep forgetting how much that is. 100 sec in USD. It's $10. All right, that's worth 2 more cards. But we're not going to use it up yet. We're going to use Captain Rumia's. Thank you so much for your super chat, Captain Rumia. We're annexing the Zyber Nation. It's still a land. We are still a land, aren't we? Okay, we got the Hidden Flock. Hidden Flock is an enchantment. Whenever a creature deals combat damage to you, that creature gets +X/+X until end of turn, where X is the number of cards in your hand. That's it. Okay, well, okay, hold on. This is just a play to lose card. Like, this cannot do anything but hurt us. So, and the way, so you would think that this card is useless, because, like, if a creature deals damage to you, then, well, that's all the damage, right? They can't even do more damage, but they actually can because of exactly double strike. So there will be, you'll get hit by first strike, and after you get hit by first strike, it will trigger this enchantment, and you can still play spells and abilities, if I understand correctly. And then you, that creature will then deal a double the amount of, or sorry, more damage based on the number of cards in your hand. Oh, gift here. Oh yeah, we could gift it. We could gift it to somebody else. Oh, also Carbonek is mentioning multiple combat steps. That's true too as well. But if you have multiple combat steps, you probably are comboing off to win the game. Probably. Bingo alert, donate target / pay to lose. So we have 2 combos. Okay, play to lose in the most innocent sense, but we also have a donate target. I don't see that here. Look at it, references AI, real. Oh, we don't, is there, I guess there's no donate, square, not on here. Oh yeah, you have to cascade into it. Double strike plus additional combat step. Winter says, also hard to cast, no mana. I don't think it's even worth it to donate. We're gonna go through a lot of work to get this thing in play. Yeah, you could show Intelligent in play. You can as foretold, cascade, show and tell. Those are all your best options. Captain Rumia says, I'm pairing this with Reliquary Tower to tempt people into attacking me. Playing one with nothing. Joke's on you. I had one with nothing the entire time. Jeevlord says, bingo, new keyword, no reminder, Bay 4. Well, no, well, new keyword, no reminder. Okay, sure. So new keyword, no reminder text. Oh yeah, frying too. This is exactly what it's for. 100%. I don't know if we can reanimate this. Okay, so there might be some cards like, yeah, replenish. You could put this in the graveyard, replenish, put it back onto the battlefield. Can you manifest it? It's a good question. I don't know if you can. I mean, because you're supposed to pay its mana cost. It has no mana cost, so I don't know how you flip it. Can't flip the manifest with no, yeah, exactly, no, with no mana cost. It would actually be the worst thing that you could do. Okay, One Fish Tools. There is nothing else on the air. However, selling their greatest signatures have low them. Card is actually very doable. Very hard to use. I mean, you're gonna go through so much work to get this thing online, but when you do, it's gonna be a game worth remembering. Okay, next card is brought to us by Steve Cooper. Thank you so much for your super chat, Steve Cooper. More, I'll leave this here. I'm way too tired to join today. Peace. Happy Canada Day. Live feed and VOD watchers. Okay, that's worth 3 super chats. We're going to start with Garrick Warrior, a 3-mana 2/2. Another creature with no type. It's got Menace. Is this literally Garrick? Yeah, I think it's Garrick. Or is it just a warrior of Garrick that's like basically cosplaying like him, but is not actually him? Menace. Whenever this creature attacks, defending player mills a card. You choose a card from it. Not a big choice here. Exile Garrick Warrior. Oh no! Oh no! Garrick Warrior, you left us too soon. Well, technically didn't die. Got exiled. Just disappeared off the face of the earth. Went from swords to plowshares. Or went from axe to plowshares, I should say. Garrick makes someone lose a memory, then disappears. You choose a card and then... Well, yeah. Oh, yeah. You choose... Yeah, it's like we choose a card from it. Just for the sake of doing it. We didn't even have much of a choice because we only mill 1 card. We choose a card of the 1 cards. Bingo. Oh, yeah. Bingo, look at it. We have a look at it card. Just look at that card. He took your top card with him, at least. I know, it's also, yeah, basically the crappiest mill card of all time. Also, the Bingo Illusion of Choice. We literally had only 1 choice. Nothing more than that. Where is the Illusion of Choice? Holy crap, we are filling the Bingo card today. This is the most... Although we still only have 1 bingo, this is still one of the most successful bingo cards of all time. For AI, that is. Yeah, finally mono white mill. Kaiser says exile it, and Garrick is probably where the AI was going with this. Protopon, this card went all over the place. Cohesive, but yeah, cohesive, but everywhere. Took a big jog around the block. Also, useless menace since it won't ever deal combat damage. You're right. Yeah, the menace is completely redundant. AI is like really smart. Yeah, it's very smart, special. This is a very special AI, okay? But we love our AI. Do you know what? Every AI is special, especially this one. Sagacious. Technically, the fleshes have been reached because it sends it to the graveyard, then you exile it. No, we exile Garrick. We're just choosing the card. The card in the graveyard did not get exiled. The fleshes have not been reached. Old boy says, didn't there used to be a 1 bingo square card per rule? That's for custom cards. Because people people can custom make a card that just hits like 10 bingos at once, but I don't care for the AI shows. It's not a big deal. Okay, Garrick Warrior, you're not illegal. I mean, you're very redundant, like very redundant, or borderline useless for half the card, but you are a doable legal card. Paranoid Encore. This is a 3-mana aura. Enchant Planeswalker. That is quite special. Enchanted Planeswalker has +1. You gain 2 life. Pay 1, tap, sack a creature. Create a 5/5 black demon creature token with flying. So what? We're tapping our Planeswalker? Is that how this is working, chat? Also for red, sacrifice this enchantment. Okay, I guess the aura. Destroy target creature. It can't be regenerated. I don't see a fault in any of this. We tap our Planeswalker. We sack a creature. We can make black demons. Can auras tap? It can now. Well, no. The aura is not tapping. I think it's... I mean, the way I'm interpreting this is this is an ability on the Planeswalker. Oh, we are tapping the enchantment? Okay, then we're tapping the enchantment. Unexplored design space. It is unexplored design space, but we got that one already. Useful for all those 3-mana planeswalkers that don't have a +1. Yeah, there are a good chunk of planeswalkers out there. They just go down. They don't go up. So we need the Paranoid Encore to give them some loyalty. Bingo, Return of the Retired mechanic, regenerate. It can't be. Wait, we didn't actually get regen. No, it's it can't be regenerated. We're not giving anything regenerate. Is regeneration officially retired? I actually don't know. I don't know what's on the evergreen list right now. Finally, I get boost my Ashok Dream Render. Gideon being an exception. Gives you a second thing to do with your planeswalker each turn. Yeah, it's like a planeswalker has actually 2 abilities. Actually, you could play all 3. You can enchant the planeswalker, give it the +1, you can pay 1 and tap it, and then the last ability doesn't require tapping, so you can do all the abilities in 1 turn if you have the mana. No, we're just costumized out planeswalker. No, regenerate was on a Marvel card. There we go. We still have regenerate. Do I have this? Where's my? I don't have my growing sound effect. Anyway, we still have regeneration. Regeneration is still in the modern format. I think it's retired elsewhere, sans Legacy, but no one would play it. Okay, so we have Paranoid Encore. It works. Completely legal. How many cards are we? Okay, I think that was Christopher B's, first card. Second card. The Dreadwell of Yamush is a 5-mana 4/5 Minotaur Warrior. It is a legendary enchantment, not a creature, technically. Whenever Irst, target red or black creature you control is owed G's +1/+1. And gain Ist. What is this? 8 mana. Equip abilities trans. For each treasure player, Kosh, a legendary 2 and or red. Hope you enjoyed the $5, Steve Cooper. This was a very enlightening card. Chaos ensues big time. Kaiser says, okay, now the flitches have been reached? How? Equip transfer each. There was no exiling here. Do you know what the fleshes being reached means? It's when yeah, this is all mind fudge. All mind fudge. Nothing real. Quite the fleshes. Wooburg color identity, I guess. Yeah, that's the upside. It's a legendary card. Maybe under certain circumstances, it can become your commander. Reading the card explains the card. Whenever Earth's target red or black creature you control is ODGs. I don't think reading the card actually helps me at all. I think I'm worse off. I would have been better if I not knew this card existed. Enchantment with creature type and creature stats. Captain Rumia says, not even any fleshes for him to reach on the card, just salad. Pure salad. This boarded to the Urank. What do you mean bingo gave up halfway? It gave up immediately. We got Vyarn of Rohan. This is a red card. Enchantment. At the beginning of your upkeep, for each vampire you control, create a token that's a copy of it. Holy moly! For the vampire fam out there, they're just going to absolutely love this thing. Now there are 2 of them! Tan Yushing is like, oh my god. No, more vampires. I generally don't understand what was even what it was even going for. Oh, you're talking about the last card. Is there even a red vampire? Yes. Innistrad had a ton of red vampires, believe it or not. We have vampires in red, black, and white. I don't know if there's a lot of red vampires. It's greater than 0 though. So if we were to go here, let's go look for some. Let's go some vampire hunting. We're going to look for some vampires. Vampire must be red. How many red vampires are there? We have 51 red vampires. All right, there's a lot of red vampires out there. And they can all double. We can have 2 cemetery gatekeepers. We can have 2 Falcon Wrath Gorgers. This card probably sucks. I don't know how good these red vampires are. But they exist. You Suthy Yoshi says, enough for a commander. That's all you need to know. Next one I was like, oh my god, there's so many of them. Thought there's only a black and white vampires. Nope. Got a lot of vampires out there. Voldaren Epicure Classic Pauper Vampire. Oh yeah, true. Yeah, that's true. For vampires, white, Ixalan, red, Innistrad. Gillum says, play that in Boros and get a billion welcoming vampires. Also, you can play this, of course, in the Changeling deck and double all your Changelings. I think there's a lot of people that would really like this card. People love their tokens, and if you're in vampires, you have no ability to double them. You're not playing green for doubling season. So you play the VR of Rohan. Thanks, Steve Cooper, for all your super chats. Now, this next card is brought to you by none other than Non Mea Culpa. It's too early for this, Mr. Achu, and that is worth 5 more cards. It's a lot of cards. Starting with Gixian Height Wings, a 3-mana 0/3 insect horror. Tap, add an amount of red. Broken! Absolutely broken. We have infinite mana. More undefined numbers. Any amount. Whatever you want to choose. We just need Concordant Crossroads with this, and you have instant red mana. Now, if you don't have Concordant Crossroads, there's an ability to kill this. It's going to have Summoning Sickness. 1 card infinite. Well, it doesn't win the game. You need something else to win the game for you. All the red mana. You know what I'm going to do with that red mana? We can play our VR of Rohan. Yeah, everyone's like asking, how are you going to get 7 red? Well, let me tell you, I got Gixian Height Wings in my deck. I just need to draw it. Sagacia says, is undefined amount you choose the case here or just when X is undefined? No, it needs to be actual X. And in this case, there is no X. We got Nagisa Loves You. We can finally cast CR of Rohan. Yeah, exactly. If we didn't know how, we do now. Can't even die to Shock. If Shock is the best burn spell in your deck, you know what? Your deck has a problem. Sheevlord says, it's like a bad cookbook. Add an amount of salt. How much? J-Graw, vampires are in all colors, but blue is on multicolored creatures and only 1 mono green creature. Oh, I see. Yeah, well, yeah, but not mono. Is there 1 green vampire? It's like a vampire that was born with the elves in a family of elves. Frosty says, great time for Michael Scott. Oh, the horror soundbite. You can cast that card and vampires to copy. Shock isn't even playable in Standard. Protopon, you can now cast that 1 card that costs 1 million mana on turn 3. Yes. This is the card that helps you cast, basically any card very, very early on in the game. Definitely broken. That card, a little too good. A little too good. Almost instant included for most decks. Okay, next super chat is spent on the Primeval Rallies. It's a 3-mana 2/2 spirit. It's a legendary creature, so it can be your commander. Flying. When the Primeval Rallies attacks, you may sack a creature. If you do, add 3 colorless mana. Interesting. I don't know how you would use this, because you need to spend the mana in your attack step, because if you leave your attack step, then you lose the mana. Very, very, very interesting. You'd have to use it for a giant pump spell or something. Gillum says, I played Shock in Gruul mid-range. It's just nice to have laying around. Mana lost. Well, no, I mean, there's no way you're playing this card without the point of, using this for combat tricks. For boast ability. Oh yeah, it could be boast abilities. So I mean, you could pay activated abilities of creatures that are attacking. You can play for combat tricks. You can you could just activate any activated ability. Could be instance. Cast. Not just any K command. Kozilek's Kozilek's command. Use it with Maskwood Nexus. Is this necessary? Sagacious says there's probably permanents, artifacts and stuff with abilities you can spend the mana on at any time. You could spend it on like artifacts. Like it didn't say what you had to use the mana on. You could use it on whatever you want. You could level up creatures if you really needed to. So I mean it's just free mana. And you can sack any creature, including tokens. Powerfox, this feels like the mix of a 2026 card with an Urza Saga card. Yeah, it's got that vibe going with it. Vidalcan Orrery and Leyline of Anticipation are its friends. Yeah, you could do that too. So like you have the mana, and then if you have Leyline of Anticipation, you could play creatures at instant speed. Craven could work in an artifact deck, activating things like Chaos Wand. Very, very, I would say this card very Zybers. Super Zybers. Looks stupid, but is not. Firebending is not broken. I say print it. Okay. The third super chat. Tuesatin? It's a 6 mana 7/7 creature for 4 mana. We know where you get that 3 colorless from. 4 mana. This creature deals 2 damage. Divide as you choose. Haim an opponent. Also Delirium. This creature has Skeep. This creature has Skeep. Does not have actual creature type, but has Skeep. Skeep it up. Bingo. Creature gave up halfway. This is not a big enough card for it to give up halfway. I could argue it gave up immediately. Skeep is broken. Well, we don't know, but we only need 4 creature types in the graveyard to activate it. I like the card except for the colors. This card has the Skeeps. McTizzlebot says, okay, how does the AI not at least know how to spell? Well, it's still figuring that out. Yeah, when are we getting Skeep merch? Nagisa loves you, says Skeep is such a wonderful, silly term. Skeep it up has the Skeeps. Skeep equals skateboarding sheep. Does that work? Skeep. Just looking it up online. It looks like Skeep might be a typo. You might be looking for a specific niche brand of software. Nope. Okay, there is apparently a software called Skeep. I don't think that's the case in this case. Okay, not doable. I don't know what haiming an opponent is or skeeping. I mean, okay, maybe it's technically doable. We just don't know what either of these mechanics do. Misspelled sleep. What if it did say sleep? Does that help us? Is there a sleep mechanic? I don't remember one. Okay, next up. We're going to go to the Marsh the Flamekin. 2 mana for a 2/2 snake. When this creature enters, each opponent loses 4 life unless they pay 2. Cool. Also, sack a creature, add double black. This is strong. This is so goddamn strong. ETB, dome everyone basically for 4. And also we can say it's is it just a better altar, like it's just another better altar card, right? Oh, that be a danger combo. Goes infinite with Gravecrawler. Borrows trauma on a body. Does it go infinite with a Gravecrawler? Oh yeah, it does actually. No, it does. This is not a zombie. You can't bring Gravecrawler back. You'll need another zombie on the battlefield. But is it broken? Probably. I don't know. Do you know how many cards out there you can sack a creature to add double black? That's a lot. Almost as good as the Marvel cards. Phyrexian Tower on a body. But it's worse. Phyrexian Tower, I think you tap the Phyrexian Tower. You don't tap here. You just sack the creature. Goes infinite with everything. But yeah, let me just sack these tokens for a lot of mana. Sagacious says, for example, it could be spelled magic, the gat, and then predict the next letter is E. Oh, you're talking about how the AI thinks. Gillum says it's a better Ashnod. We don't need a better Ashnod. There's not enough room for a second Ashnod. Above, amongst all the cards to power creep, this power creeping Ashnod's Altar, all that necessary? Omega Phyrexian Altar. All right. Too strong. But it's legal. AI did design a legal card. Okay, we got the Priest of the Irons. This is a 4-mana 2/2 Berg Rogue ally. Well, thank God, creature types. Flying. As long as you control a creature with power 4 or greater, you may cast an instant or sorcery spell from your graveyard without paying its mana cost. If you do, create a number of 1/1 red warrior creature tokens equal to the number of giant protectors. What? As long as you control a creature with power 4 or greater, you can cast an instant or sorcery spell from your graveyard without paying its mana cost. If you do, create a number of 1/1 red warrior creature tokens equal to the number of giant protectors. So we need giant protectors in play. And then we get the 1/1 red warrior creature tokens. This is a completely legal card. I was just a little confused. So so as long as we have this is like a perpetual effect. For as long as we have a creature with power 4 or greater, we may cast instants and sorcery spells in our graveyard for free. That's what it's saying. And then if we do play it for free, we create a number of 1/1 red warrior creature tokens equal to the number of giant protectors, which we may or may not have in play. You can play. Oh no, we're not done yet. This show is going. We got a lot of super chats here. I can never tell how long some shows are going to be. Okay, the effect will loop the spell, right? It's supposed to exile it after casting. You may cast an instant or sorcery spell from your graveyard without paying its mana cost. If you do, oh yeah, this is just broken. You literally just keep playing the card over and over again. You have you can play it an infinite number of times. Yeah, any danger, any burn spell, I win. Red 3 damage, 3 damage, 3 damage, and on top of that. How does it work? You may cast an instant or sorcery spell. Actually, you know what? I'm trying to think. If you try to cast something from your graveyard, it will leave the graveyard and go on the stack. So you can respond to the you can respond to that lightning bolt potentially by killing the Priest of Irons. I was just thinking like in response to anything you do, I just recast the card. But actually, I believe it will physically leave the graveyard to go on the stack. Why are all the giant cards bonkers today? I don't know. Giants are finally having its day. Every dog has their day. I'm going to do nothing but play one with nothing for the next 4 hours. Corbinic, white Snapcaster. Also, it's saying only cast one. So think you can't cast things on the stack with this effect until each spell resolves. You may cast an instant or sorcery spell from your graveyard without paying its mana cost. If you do, oh no, well, definitely, if you're playing a card from the graveyard, it's going to leave the graveyard and go on the stack. It's not like it makes a copy or anything like that. In response to your counter, your own spell to get it back into the graveyard. Even counters are useless though, since it would go, yes, it would go back to the graveyard again, which they would again use again to replay against you. Okay, I think it's broken. I think that's pretty damn strong. It's like 4 mana, perpetually play something over and over again. You may cast an instant or sorcery spell. I think the point is emphasis N. Okay, next. that was 5 cards, right? I believe that was 5 cards. Next, we got the Sea Effigiers, which is brought to us by Usaf, one of the 2 cards. To my favorite dinner show, still getting more episodes. Thank you so much for your super chat. Sea Effigiers is a 4-mana 4/4 human soldier. As long as you aren't completed out, it has tap, add a green. As long as you aren't completed out. What? What is going on here? So if you are alive, it has power. So long as you aren't completed, it sort of sounds like so long as you haven't been killed, well, you can add a green. Well, I'm still in the game, so I can add my green mana. Yeah, like out of the game. Yeah, that's the only way I can interpret this. Anna says, Aniosh, if you are completely out, you should not be playing Magic. You should not have any permanents in play either. If you aren't completely out, if you haven't... Yeah, exactly, you haven't lost the game. It's like, if you haven't lost the game, well, okay, this creature in play has this ability. Duh! Of course. Exactly. Playing MTG and Fight Club. Kaiser says, maybe it means completely out of mana. No, as long as you aren't completely out, it has... That's one way to interpret it. That would make some strategic sense. So as long as you have mana open, you can tap this for green. I agree, it has to be used inside. I think it has to... It has being drunk. Hexenord says, wait, what happens if you have this, someone steals it permanently, and then you lost the game? Well, then they lose the card, right? Because whenever you die in Commander, all cards that you own get removed from the board. They don't get to keep it. Oh, maybe it's a Pride reference card. Out of the closet, happy Pride. As long as you aren't completely out. You're still in that closet. You get to tap for a special green. What if it's lost to an anti-card? Well, then you just own it. Just changes owner. Rare Blue Skittles, you can only use it if you are partially out of the closet, but not completely out. It still counts if your foot is still in there. Nah, it tells you to smoke a doobie if you're not too drunk already. What was the thing? Like, Tom Cruise was in the closet or something. Like, it was a South Park episode, and they made like a big deal out of it. It's like the news is like Tom Cruise is coming out of the closet. I can't remember how that show worked though. It would be a paradox though if you admit you are in the closet. It would be you coming out of the closet. I guess only you're the only one that would know. Oh, was it the Scientology episode? It was a long time ago. I haven't watched South Park in like 30 years. I don't know if it's been out that long, so let's say 25. Can't be used while sleeping as well. Oh, was it the Scientology episode? I would have to ask my brother. He's like a pretty big South Park fan. I haven't watched in a million years. South Park took on the Church of Scientology, for which exposed them for how much of a scam they are. Where is this coming out on the layers? Well, I don't know. We need a judge for that. Why would I use this card? For mana? You need some mana on this thing. Okay, this card doesn't actually make enough sense. I'm gonna have to say it goes to the rank like a lot of other cards. Next up, we've got the Basalt Advantage. For red, it's a 1/2 vampire soldier. See, there are red vampires. There's a lot of cards that actually have a lot of synergy with each other in this show. As this creature enters, choose a creature type. Whenever you cast a spell, that player can't attack and its owner loses the game. It danger! It danger to the highest degree. If we could, we would actually put a second ring around the It Danger square. That is super. We're gonna make it a little bit thicker, everybody. It can always be a little thicker. It's a super It Danger card. Oh, does it lock the game? Is it over? Whenever you cast a spell, hey, look, it's like Tues, okay? It gets around hexproof. So if you thought you had hexproof and you had protection from the basalt advantage, well, the basalt advantage has the advantage over here. The ball is on our court. That player can't attack, and its owner. Wait a minute, the owner is us. Hold on. Whenever you cast a spell, that player can't attack. No, hold on, I'm losing. I'm the owner. Who owns the player? Whenever you cast a spell, which is me, that player, which is me, can't attack, and its owner loses the game. I'm the owner of the card. Oh no. I'm instantly dying. Finally, creatures are playable again. Not really. It's the ultimate Sudoku card. Are there any creature types that would make for good child names? Creature types? Not sure. Bingo, lose more. Do we have a lose the game card? I think we might have already had it. Player's a card, references an AI card, still a land. We never see still a land anymore. It's been a long time. No, I don't see it. And it dares say it dares say advantage on its name. It dare. No, it's just reference. This is not a player as a card. This is just literally when you cast a spell. When it's saying that player, it's just saying you, that player being us, can't attack, and its owner loses the game. A Tog is a great name for your kid. Yeah, that might be the closest. I don't know. Maybe that could be a show. Creature names that could be child names. Wait. If you cast the spell off another player's library, they would lose. Whenever you cast a spell, that player can't attack, and its owner loses the game. This is my daughter, Kenskin, and son, Eldrazi. Oh, you people crack me up. I'm glad we choose a creature type before we lost the game. I know. Gift value? Yeah, if you... No, it's impossible. You can't gift this card. I mean, you'd have to gift it directly from your deck to somebody. That's the only way this would work. I've seen the advantages of basalt. I think I'll stick to limestone. Thank you very much. I name my child Woolly Thoctor. That's not a creature type, is it? Oh wait, this does kill your opponent if you cast their spells with something like Ragavan. Whenever you whenever you cast a spell, that player can't attack, and its owner. Oh, that's interesting. So Ragavan plus this card actually might be a weird combo, where we play this, but from now on we only want to cast spells that are owned by our opponent. So there is a route to making this broken. There is a route. If your opponent's looking at this card, it's like, wow, that's pathetic. You can only lose the game. Not if I am playing your cards off of Ragavan or other cards. So I guess this would be a Zedru type of card. By the way, read the flavor text. It's a new metal between the Highlands. Root was her between team on a mimic. In the second colonies, it was ogres before the earth. I have no idea what the hell that's supposed to mean. Kaiser says other creature types that are fun names. The Zubera. That actually could be a sick children's name. Hello, Zubera. Triska Levite, that is not going to be good. Beeble, that kid's going to be made fun of so much. Homerid, that sounds terrible. Dothy could be pretty cool. Core and Kavu, maybe. Of course, Core and Dothy could be real, could be kids' names. It's possible. Basalt Advantage. Okay, I like it. We thought about it for a little while, and there's so much downside on your side that I think it's worth it makes it playable for its upside. Okay, next up, we got the Devastating Recruit, brought to us by Marcio. Thanks so much for your donation. We don't look up cards on AI shows. Unless you thought this was a custom card show, which I don't think it is. Okay, Devastating Recruit is a 5-mana 4/5 creature. I can't tell if it's a drag. It's probably a dragon. Flying. When Devastating Recruit enters, well, during your first secretly choose a card name. Okay, so I guess we're gonna like write down a card name on a piece of paper. Tap, pay 1 life, sacrifice this creature. It deals damage equal to that card's power to any target. Interesting. Activate only once each turn. So when it enters, well, during your first turn, we're going to write down Emrakul, Ion's Torn. Yeah, I know exactly. Yosu and I have the same idea. We're gonna choose Emrakul. Then we're gonna tap, pay 1 life. We can sack this creature. It deals damage equal to the card's power to any target. Then that's gonna be a lot of damage. What's the largest creature? Oh, is it Yargle and Multani? Okay, maybe that's actually the best one. 18 damage. Sure, let me look up a nice small creature. Let me just look up a nice small one. I guess you have to reveal it afterwards. Oh, surprise! Jumbo Cactar. Oh, is that the biggest creature? No, that's only when it attacks. Otherwise, it's not that big. Honestly, 5 mana with Summoning Sickness, deal 13 is totally fair. Infinity Elemental. Oh yeah, that would be pretty strong. I don't know if this is the most busted thing. It's fine. I mean, okay, it probably is not going to be legal, right? And it feels like an uncard for the most part. I choose a defender, so I deal like 0 damage. The whole like choose any card and then hide it. Do we have uncard? No, that's for the custom show. Activate only once each turn. Yeah, only once. Oh yeah, it's completely redundant. It's gonna die. It's gonna die anyway. Only once each turn. You have to sacrifice it. You've got no choice. This is probably a great curve mid end piece for red control. Weird as that is, were it not for the huge burn potential, like if it used its own power, I could see it being uncommon. It blocks great too. It's fine. It's a fine blocker or whatever. How do you choose secretly? You'd have to write it down on a piece of paper. There's actually quite a few cards that are like that. Like you do something in hiding, and then when the time is right, you reveal what you wrote down. I guess in case you reanimate with haste. Yeah, I guess. Hold on, pay 1 sack. I mean, you have to sack the creature though. You have to sack the creature. All right, Devastating Recruit is doable in a really bizarre, weird way. Votes for flying, that's for sure. Okay, next up we got from I can't read your name. Thanks so much for the super chat. Greetings. Give me some more cards. You get 1 card. 150 new Taiwanese dollars is worth $5 US. And you get Kahoma Territory. This is a 3-mana aura. Enchant creature. Whenever enchanted creature is dealt damage, its controller may put a lore counter on this aura. At the beginning of your upkeep, this aura deals X damage to target creature or planeswalker, where X is the number of lore counters on this aura. What the hell? Okay, when the enchanted creature is dealt damage, it's like it has Enrage. Its controller may put a lore counter on the aura. Okay, so creature dealt damage. The lore continues. At the beginning of our upkeep, the aura deals X damage to target creature or planeswalker, where X is the number of lore counters on this aura. It's interesting. So the more you damage me, the more I'm going to damage you back in the future. Hexnor is like, oh my god, perfectly coherent card. Proper use of counter and X. Is that even possible? Is that even possible? It works. It works. It actually works. It works surprisingly. Very fair also. It's interesting. Just probably not very good. AA making much more sense than normal. Wow. This is like 1 out of 50 cards, Anna. Only 1 out of 50. Some self-damage deck would love this. Yeah, like it'd go great in a dinosaur deck. Sagacious. Oh, you're responding to blue Skittles. Oh yeah, it's good for a stuffy doll deck, or just put on anything indestructible. I can't believe the AI got 3 paragraphs of text correctly. I know, the whole thing is covered in words. Might want to ping your own creatures. Yeah, you could do that with stuffy doll, I think. Or brash taunter. Sheev Lord, but if your opponent has no creatures and walkers, it will deal damage to your creatures. Can you choose to target creature or planeswalker? Oh, that's right, actually. So if you wipe the entire board, then suddenly it has to come for you. Well, I tell you what, at the very least, you could probably deal damage to this creature that we assume is indestructible if you build around it, and it will just keep building up the lore counters for an eternity. Are we sure this wasn't somebody's custom card? How did the AI get so smart to make this thing? How is that even possible? Not the usual type of enchantment to use lore counters, but it used them properly. Need a bingo space. AI doesn't mess up at all. Yeah, maybe. Like no mistakes, no typos, no ambiguous ability, nothing. Yeah, it would double the counters every single turn. It's a Christmas miracle. It's a Canada Day miracle. The Coahoma territory. Well, that's it for today, people. Thanks so much for your super chats. Thanks so much for the love out there. We do these shows as usual, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 9 a.m. Central Standard Time. But for the evening crowd, Tuesdays, Thursdays, 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. Thanks, everyone who supports the show. If you're a patron on Patreon, a member on YouTube, or you super chat to be part of the show, or even super chat so other people are part of the show, or if to continue the show way beyond its endpoint. Thanks, everyone, for being here. Love the laughs. We got Gavroz here, Rare Blue Skittles. We have Vivezio, Mercenary. We have Nick, Rick Sizu, Lorezio, again, Sagacious, Old Boy, Tan Yushing, Frosty Protopon, Jeff, Yosu, we got Video, Captain Rumia, and many more. As usual, my coffee crew, keep brewing those coffees, and we're going to keep brewing up the magic. Take care of yourselves, and I will see you at the next cup.